Welcome to the Bald Brad Show. It is Wednesday, June 26th, and Joe Biden. Good old Joey. The geriatric, the puppet, the child sniffer, the guy that allows terrorists to roam free in the United States of America, the guy that hits a golf ball backwards. Yes, that really did happen. Falls up a flight of stairs, looks for dead people in the crowd. Do you think he's going to look for dead people in the crowd when he's doing the debate? Is that why they didn't want people attending? Is because Joe Biden might get confused and be looking for like Napoleon when in fact there's nobody there? Just a thought. This guy converses with dead people that have been gone for 40 years. And he's not just hearing them. Joey's seeing them as well. Who knew Joey was a psychic or a medium? This guy falls off his bicycle standing stationary. He trips over a sandbag at a graduation ceremony. He roams around the White House lawn. He can't find the Oval Office, of which he's known about and known where it's at for at least 40 years. This guy is deranged. This guy is off his rocker. He fights with his teleprompter, words that are already written out for you every single time. We always share this. It's the most insane statistic in all of politics. Joe Biden's teleprompter is undefeated. The thing actually wears a belt down at the base of it that says undefeated Joe, and Joe always gets intimidated. And that's when his stuttering problem comes back out. Joe Biden is by far, not even close, the worst president in American history. Patriots, it's great being back with you on this fine Wednesday morning. And a lot of updates, a lot of news. And look, you know, we started a little bit late. Not my fault. I'm prepared. I was ready to go. And I'm clicking the buttons. I said, hey, start streaming. It goes to Twitter and it goes to Rumble, but it doesn't go to YouTube. So now Rumble's not working, but YouTube and Twitter are. So a lot of you are on YouTube. So we'll stick with this as we have it all set up now. But technology just doesn't work for me. Well, let's jump into the news. And something we talked about yesterday, but I didn't show you a video clip of, was AOC and Jamal Bowman just acting psycho at this event. Now, if you recall, when Trump went to the Bronx, he had a lot of people show up. Mind you, a Republican never shows up to the Bronx. So the fact that he even got over 100 people was amazing. He got way over 100 people. Way more than what you're seeing here with AOC and Jamal Bowman, which is like their ground. It's their territory. And this is the best they got. So here's AOC, and I'm sure you guys seen this clip of her acting like an elementary school kid just won the ASB award. What the hell is she doing? Hand to God, I have not seen this clip. I've heard about it. What is she doing? Why is she acting like she's tough? You know what I mean? Like she's about to get down or something, taking out her hair, you know, going like, what's up? Like, yo, West Side, East Side, South Side Playgirls, SSBG. Like, what the hell?
Are you ready to win us? Are you ready to win this country back? And are you ready to fight for peace on earth and peace fucking guns?
Hey, that music wasn't dubbed over, right? Like that's the music playing at the event, but they haven't cut the music yet. So she's having to like scream into the mic. Yeah, we're going to sit there and free the Palestinians. How about you say like, hey, we're going to like fix the Bronx. We're going to fix New York City. We're not going to have trash and have it smell like shit everywhere. I'm actually going to do my job. How about those types of things? You got to love the fact that she's going out talking about every other country. We're going to fix something that you have no involvement in. Woohoo! Jeez, man. That's what Democrats do. That's what Joey does. That's what Joey does. And people have kind of had enough of it. So we got some voters here that say it was a lot better 4 years ago. Kind of that old cliche when Reagan was in office going, are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? And that's the question a lot of Democrats have to ask themselves, and it's a simple one.
He's definitely too old to do it. Look at the way the country's being run right now. Look at everything we're going through. It's a lot better 4 years ago.
With Biden, yeah, I think that as Americans, we should be worried.
If he was his age and was able to function, speak normally, do normal things like a human could be, that wouldn't be in the question. But he's just not in the mental state to be a president at all.
At the end of the day, it comes down to mental capacity and the ability to handle the job. And I think we've seen that Biden absolutely struggles with that.
He's definitely too old to do it. Look at the
Now, can I just add on to this? It's more than just this not working. Even if this was working, I still think he would be doing the same exact policies he's doing now because he's not running the show. The deep state is, or the Obamas, or the Clintons. Somebody's running the show here, and Joe Biden's willing to entertain all these crazy-ass Democrat ideas because he's going to be gone. He's either out, in the next few months here, let's pray to God that happens, or like physically, and I don't wish this upon anybody, but he just won't make it. Joey's already declined. Like he says, inflation's going down, which is not. Joey's just not doing well. At least some voters are here waking up. I don't know if they're all going to vote for Trump. Maybe they're just not going to vote at the top of the ticket, but we'll have to see. And so Trump comes out because we got the debate coming up. We got some news here, guys. I need to know what we're going to do here because there's some legal shit going on with this. So we'll talk about that in just one moment. Trump's team says Biden will probably be filled up with Adderall. I love Trump, dude. Just doesn't hold back. Yeah, the guy's going to have twine, like fishing hook lures on him or whatever. He's going to be propped up. Oh, someone's going to move his mouth. Oh, Joey. So Trump's team here. Holy Lord, this thing's all messed up again. Trump's team. Oh, is it me? There we go. Trump's team will probably be filled with Adderall at presidential debate. Look, we did a poll. Like 90% of people think Joe Biden's going to be on drugs. Jeff, yeah, I think we're going to go live. We'll talk about it in just one moment, I promise, because YouTube doesn't like me already, and there's some legal stuff going on. So a Trump advisor to Donald Trump said Tuesday that President Biden will probably be filled with Adderall at Thursday's first presidential debate. If this guy walks on and he's coherent like he's another dude, there's only two possibilities. This guy's on drugs, or there's somebody else playing as Joey. There's a lot of rumors out there that the CIA is having involvement in, it's a conspiracy theory, but involvement in creating a doubled Joe. And what I mean by that is it's some dude wearing like a mask. And there's a lot of push, especially from Patrick Bet-David's podcast, where they were showing George Bush Sr., a person in front of him that was just casually talking to them, and she was wearing a mask. And this is what, like the 80s? Wearing a mask, and he couldn't even tell that it was a different individual, and he's known for years sitting right in front of him because of the mask. I mean, I think now technology's advanced enough where it is possible. I really do believe that. I think it's possible. I don't think it's going to happen, but I do think it's possible. So he's going to be drugged up on the debate stage, and Trump's campaign senior advisor told reporters in a press call previewing the CNN showdown that the Republican camp has been careful about setting expectations too low for Biden. That is correct, you guys. Look, he showed up at the State of the Union. He'll probably do it again here. For some odd reason, this guy fumbles through his words. That's why we lead with it every single day. He fights with the teleprompter. He falls down. He gets lost. He wanders off. He can't hold the conversation. He falls asleep. Like, he does all these things. And then during these like mega speeches or mega moments, all of a sudden, he's at least a lot better than what he was. I'm not saying he's perfect and then he's sharp and then he's with it, but is a big difference between how we see Joe every single day compared to the debate. Now, what we should really do is compare and contrast what Joe looked like the last debate in 2020 compared to just 4 years later, and compare and contrast that bad boy, because we all thought that he was hopped up on drugs in 2020. I mean, there was rumors that people were seeing Jill Biden, his wife, give him something before the debates. And we heard rumors there was track marks on his arm that he was getting doped up. So I don't know if Joey's like on an IV drip right now and that they're trying to give him fluids and vitamins just to keep him going. Who the hell knows what's going on? But in terms of literally on video, it happens on a daily basis. Thank you. But you know, he's probably going to be filled with Adderall like he was at the night of the State of the Union. The 45th president, 78, has repeatedly insinuated that Biden will be medicated during the 90-minute forum. And you know what? They've already come out and said they're not going to do drugs. They're not going to do drugs for Joey. I had it queued up here. Let me see if I do still have it. I promise I had it queued up for you because we had that psycho lady. And said, well, I guess it was from yesterday. His spokesperson said, oh, well, there's no way in hell, basically, that Joe's going to take a drug test. Why not? We did a poll. People were like, well, I think Donald Trump and Joe Biden should both be tested. I don't give a shit. Test them both. It's like those same people that when we go, yeah, let's like do a forensic audit on the election so we can see if there's any voter fraud taking place. Well, I think it should happen for Trump too. Yes. No shit. Who cares? Of course, have it happen to both. Like they act like we're sitting there going like we're the corrupt ones going, well, you know, you only seem to be going after Joey. Test them both. I don't care. I don't think Donald Trump's going to fail a drug test. Like, we already know the guy wakes up at like 3:30 in the morning and goes to bed at like 2 a.m. The guy's a rock star. Joe Biden is actually training right now. This is not a joke. He's actually training to be able to stand for 90 minutes. But we are told this guy works ruthlessly. That's all he can do is work. But yeah, he's taken more vacation than any sitting president in American history. I'm not exaggerating that one bit. That's an actual statistic. The dude has taken more vacation than any sitting president, even more than a president that fucking overcame polio in a way. You know, it's just astonishing that Joey takes more than anybody else. So, jean-pierre says that Joe Biden's going to show up. Oh, really? Here she is, doing her rounds again.
When there is an opportunity for this president to speak to millions of Americans, he shows up. And he meets the moment. So obviously the president's going to look forward to Thursday doing just that, laying out what he normally does, what he's done the last 3.5 years.
Oh, what is that, Karine? What has he done in the last 3.5 years? Go ahead. You got the spotlight. You're on your friendly show, MSNBC. Can we just give her a moment here, guys? She's about to list out everything that Joe Biden's done in the last 3 years.
Last 3.5 years, how he's going to continue to build on the economy. We're talking about historic numbers in creating jobs, low unemployment rate, and not forgetting that we can't leave communities that have been normally left behind, right? When there is
It's a laundry list of things to do over the next 4 years. We're going to continue to ride out the economy. Woo! Well, everything's up 20%. Let's just put it that way. Everything is up a minimum of 20%. Grocery prices are up like 40%. Gas prices are up 21%. Energy prices are up 21%. Inflation's still up from 1.4 to like 3.2. No, you're fine. Green, you're killing it. Yeah. Another 4 years of Joey. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. We're rock stars. God, this guy's an idiot. This guy right here. This is the guy that she wants in for another 4 years. We've seen Democrats do the chant. That guy they want for another 4 years. Look at that one in the middle. Look at the one in the middle at the bottom. Look at that one. Jesus Christ. Can he show up like that to the debate? That's what Joe Biden really looks like after he's done a line with Hunter. Well, look, you know, there's been Jill Biden chauffeuring Biden out. There's been Barack Obama chauffeuring Biden out. And I guess they held a secret meeting. Barack Obama and Sleepy Joe have been doing these secret meetings to strategize on beating Trump. You guys, they're like training for the Olympics for this thing. Isn't that? Trump is not a great debater. I voted for, again, I always say this, I'm a Trump supporter. God damn it, I love you, Mr. 45. Look, I voted for him in 2016. I voted for him in 2020. You're damn right I'm going to vote for him again. Look, he is not a great debater. Okay, there's a lot of great, like Ben Shapiro's a good debater. Okay, like Destiny, quite honestly, is a good debater. Trump is not. And quite frankly, no, neither is Biden. But they're treating this like some sort of like boxing Olympic match, the Stanley Cup. Like, I don't know. It's crazy. So they're like freaking out. They don't think Joey can do it, is really what it comes down to. So President Biden and Barack Obama, who they've been like chauffeuring out like no other. I'm going to ask the chat, where has Barack been for the last like 4 years? Joe Biden's done a lot of speeches Barack has not been there. All of a sudden, these last like couple months, he's at every event with Joe. Like Barack Obama has been at every event with Joe Biden. And if it's not Barack there, it's Jill Biden chauffeuring Joey out each and every direction because people have noticed the Secret Service was doing it for him. Kind of odd. We all know why Barack's going out, because Joe Biden's suffering. Well, they have met privately on several occasions, not just once or twice, to discuss how the close confidence can save their legacy. What legacy? What legacy of destroying this country? A Monday morning from the New York Magazine titled, "What Obama's Whispering to Biden," like Biden whispers to little girls. That's funny. You see what I did there? Provides details, information about the secret meals shared by the two presidents. I'm sorry, it's so ridiculous. And how they could salvage the 2024 election amid concern indicators like the poll numbers. One of Obama's friends told the outlet that while his anxiety about the election is real, the former president's concerns fall in line with the opinions of other top Democrats. Ooh, well, what are those opinions? Those who keep in regular contact with Obama say his concerns are not out of any underlying animosity towards Biden or his team, but rather an acknowledgement of the country's fractured political and media landscape. What media landscape? Everybody rubs the shoulders just like you are in that photo, Brock, of the Democrat Party. Look, we just showed endless tape of Jake Tapper, Dana Bausch, hell, Jake Tapper's coworkers at CNN constantly cutting off the mics of the Trump campaign. It's consistent. Like, what are you talking about? You're doing the debate at CNN. And again, Jake Tapper, Dana Bausch, love you guys. They hate Trump. So what do you mean the media landscape on how it's fractured? Yeah, fractured, I guess, in your guys' direction. Obama has allegedly been careful not to criticize his close friend or his campaign, aware of reportings on his feelings would do little to help the Democrat Party. Still, according to sources who spoke to the New York Magazine, the former president believes the 2024 race is likely to be a nail-biter and the prospect of a Trump victory is real. Now, don't say red wave. We're not saying that here, folks, because the margins are thin. And Barack, I hate to say it, is correct. It's tight margins. Very, very tight. If Joe Biden, I think this is how it's going to play out. If Trump doesn't go after Joe, he just needs to stay on point. And I'm giving the guy kudos here because Trump talks a lot. And sometimes I just want him to shut up, but he's doing well right now. He's just talking, hey, the economy sucks. We got to bring it back. The border sucks. We got to fix it. Like, if he just stays like that, he doesn't have to add any of this fluff that he normally does, he wins. Because Joe Biden has nothing to run on. If Joe Biden does anything like fumble through his words, get lost, get confused, can't remember, can't recall, starts doing all these other things, he loses. And I don't think there'll be a second debate. If Trump destroys Joe here, I think that's it. I really do. I think Donald Trump has the possibility of knocking out Joe Biden. The teleprompter usually does that for Joe, but Trump can do it this time as well. So we'll see what comes of that. But secret meetings being held between Joe and Barack, and I'm sure there's been a lot of other ones because maybe Barack Obama is the one that's actually running the country. Hell, he destroyed it way back when. He might as well try to destroy it again. So because this debate's coming up, Trump had to be tight-lipped because there was a gag order on the guy. Remember, Donald Trump doesn't pay a parking ticket on time. Grand juries, everybody needs to be investigated. Everybody's going down. Well, you have here a judge lifting this gag order. I don't know what's going on my computer today. I don't change anything. There we go. Parts of the gag order against Donald Trump have, in fact, been lifted regarding his hush money case, which is a total bullshit case, and forgive me if I cuss, but it is. So the judge lifted sections of the gag order that prohibited Trump from speaking about witnesses in the case or jurors who ultimately delivered a guilty verdict against the presumptive Republican presidential nominee. So that's good. As to why, I'm not really sure. I don't know if they plan on talking about this, but I think the judge knows that maybe either Joe's going to bring up the fact that Donald Trump's a felon, or CNN's going to bring up the fact that Donald Trump's a felon. And because he knows this, he needs to release the ability to allow Donald Trump to be able to talk about it. That's what I think is going to happen. Why do I think that? Because Joe Biden's a piece of shit, and so is Jake Tapper and CNN. That's why I think that's the case. And because I think CNN's a piece of shit, let's talk about that. We want to stream the debate, okay? We want to do it. We're definitely going to do it on Rumble and Twitter. It's going to happen. Here's the issue. I don't know about YouTube. There's been a lot of speculations This comes from Tim Pool. This comes from Steven Crowder's Louder with Crowder's team. And there's a Breaking Points has already been told, like, you guys can't stream by CNN. CNN does not want anybody to stream the debate on YouTube. That's insane. That's never happened before. Please understand this. CNN and YouTube are going to copyright strike and file lawsuits, allegedly, against anybody that streams the debate and gives factual commentary on the debate live, and possibility could have your account suspended. So it's a big gamble, man. I don't know. I might not do YouTube, but I will do Twitter and Rumble, because Elon Musk has already set out that he's gonna support those that are on Twitter. So if you don't see, we're doing a debate. We're gonna do it live. If you don't see me, I will post in my community tab on YouTube, or I'll go live for a little bit on YouTube, and I'll say head over to Twitter or Rumble. Yeah, so we're gonna be on X. Yeah, we'll definitely do it on X for sure. I know Pat's over there following me on X. If you guys aren't following me on Twitter, now is the time to do so. We'll have a good ass time. I probably won't talk too much during the debate, but you know, who really likes that? We want to hear the man talk. But we'll do it. We'll definitely do it. Lawsuits pending. By the way, if you guys didn't see my communications with YouTube yesterday, we talked to a specialist, and the reason why you guys aren't, we're not getting the views, is because allegedly your bell notification icons aren't turned on. Yeah. Did anybody see that video we did yesterday? Can we know what the Patriots? Am I off my rocker? Am I insane? That when we had I know I'm going on a rant here, but I really need to, I want to know what the community thinks here, because a lot of people think we're being shadow banned, like 90% of people. But YouTube saying, no, it's not happening. No, it's your subscribers' fault. Isn't that an astonishing thing that they're blaming basically you guys? Isn't that a remarkable thing for not being able to see my stuff? Yeah, see, everyone's like, I have notifications turned on. They go, well, you had 200 or 300 views per video when you had 1,000 subscribers. And when you have 59 times the amount of subscribers 2 years later, which is an astonishing number, thank you, Patriots, they go, that's because your bell notifications aren't turned on. So you're not telling me I should have, look, even you guys, even if we had 59 times the amount of subscribers, now somebody that didn't know stats would be like, well, you should expect 59 times the viewership. No. So I did the math on this. Can we go into some statistics here for you? I don't ever like act nerdy or anything like that, but let's do it right now. There's a thing called correlation coefficient. They're called linear regressions. Linear regressions are when you take two variables, and what you could do is determine how strong the relationship is between these two variables. I never go this far into depth with you guys ever, so hopefully you could just kind of indulge me for a second. So when you connect these two variables together, what you get is a linear regression, either positive or negative. And what we could do with that linear regression is determine, based on a correlation coefficient, it's a value between -1 and 1, that how strong the relationship is. For example, you could look at the connection between somebody studying for their test and their exam score. You would imagine there'd be a high correlation, a high connection between if somebody studied a lot and a higher exam score versus somebody that didn't study at all and getting a low exam score. The correlation coefficient, by the way, 1 means you could predict somebody's exam score like 100% based on their studying behavior, okay? That means it's a perfect line. The correlation coefficient for YouTube between subscribers and the viewers per video is over 0.9. That is unheard of, okay? That means there's a strong correlation. Quite possibly, it's even coming up there to a perfect linear regression. So that guy's bullshit through and through automatically. I don't care what anybody says. It's mind blowing to me, but it's all our fault, you guys. We're not turning our bell icons. Yeah, sure, man. It's astonishing. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it, because I show you the full chat. I show you the full chat of me talking with that guy. But we're off our rockers, guys. We're the crazy ones. Well, speaking of us being the crazy ones, we'll get back to the news here. Bombshell news yesterday. I don't know if you guys heard about this. The FBI manipulated Trump's classified documents, the evidence. They manipulated it. I know we shouldn't be shocked, but this is insane. If this was like a holy shit moment yesterday. So, House Judiciary Committee investigates manipulated evidence seized by FBI in Trump classified records. Dude, we're going back to like when they manipulated stuff on the Russia probe. If you guys haven't read Dan Bongino's Follow the Money, he does this whole book, this is written years ago, about the whole Russia collusion and all this other stuff. Highly recommend it. But they sat there, and the FBI's informant was somebody that was paid off. They did the whole Russia hoax, the Mueller thing, where we spent like $40 million plus on some bullshit investigation that was never real in the first place, off one dude's story. He just made it up. So House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan is investigating, God bless you, Jim, is investigating whether evidence seized by FBI in its raid on former President Donald Trump and Mar-a-Lago home as part of Special Counsel Jack Smith's classified records was altered or manipulated. Democrats like, what's the big deal? I don't see anything wrong because it's not happening to you. Because it's not happening to Joe. Nothing happens to Joe. Smith and federal prosecutors admitted, so it's not like we're just pulling this out of our ass, admitted in a court filing on Friday, there are some boxes where the order of items within the box is not the same as the associated scans. Huh? Oh, really? Why is that? Check this next one out. The prosecutors have previously told the court that the documents were in their original intact and formed as seized, but they weren't. They weren't. They manipulated the photos. They put covers over things. The government acknowledges that this is inconsistent with what government counsel previously understood and represented to the court. Jordan, in his letter, said the acknowledgement presents grave concerns about the Justice Department's commitment to impartial justice, where the special counsel's office misled a federal court, whether the special counsel's office strenuously upheld the highest professional standards. Jordan is now asking the DOJ's office to professional responsibility to hold accountable attorneys who have violated standards. We're hearing that it's not just like the way things were scanned. There are people coming out that saying, no. The way even the photos were of their evidence, that was tampered with. Meaning, when they took the photos of all the classified documents, so like that famous photo that's on like Trump's Mar-a-Lago floor, they put like these pictures above it that allegedly weren't even there in the first place to make it look like more legit and everything. So the reason why they do that is because those are the photos that went out all over social media, and people are going to go, wow, look how many classified documents Donald Trump had at his home. That's crazy. Have you not seen the boxes that Joe Biden had next to his Corvette for decades? When he wasn't even senator, he had classified documents. At least there's a stronger case. Donald Trump should have been allowed to have them because he was the fucking president. Joe Biden was never president. He was a senator, took some time off, suckled at the government tit, allegedly funneled money from Romania, Ukraine, and China and all these other places, got all these properties and all these investment opportunities. Somehow he's a multimillionaire from, being held in office. And then he was vice president on Barack and started doing quid pro quos and working with China, Romania, Russia again, making more money off his son while his son, stored cocaine off a prostitute's ass. But, fine, let's tamper evidence. Let's have a grand jury on Donald Trump. I've always said this. Donald Trump has to be one of the most cleanest guys you've ever met. The reason why I say this, you guys, they got him on falsifying records. I don't want to say it was falsified because he's not even the one that did it. But sitting there and having paperwork mistakes. That's what they got this guy on. Paperwork mistakes. They've raided the guy's home. They've looked into all his financial statements. This dude has been audited more hardcore than probably anybody you'll ever see in your lifetime. And that's coming from somebody who's a previous accountant. Again, I'm not trying to glorify the fact as an accountant, but this dude has been looked at under the hood by every government agency that the United States has. And they got him on paperwork, you guys, for actually filing it correctly. Yeah. Don't have her access. That's okay, Robert. We don't have accounts, but it's fine. You're here with us now. So it's just astonishing stuff here. They have to manipulate it, you guys, to get the guy in the same way that Joe Biden's gonna have to lie during the what do you call it, the debate, in order to be somewhat coherent and make somewhat sense. So speaking of Joe Biden, we got Joe Biden allowing terrorists into the country. We've talked about this. That's the theme of today's show. Joe Biden and his DHS secretary Alejandro Mayorkas currently have terrorists, and we're about to do a huge bit on this right now, a huge segment. Terrorists are in this country that are connected to ISIS. Now, yes, you've all heard of ISIS, where they were previously known as the JV squad by Barack Obama. Barack Obama didn't take them seriously until they started drowning people in cages, lighting people on fire, taking pregnant women and raping them, and then taking that same pregnant woman that they just gang raped. This is a real story, by the way. Making sure that they actually have birth of the baby. When the baby's birthed, they sit there and they light the baby on fire at the stake, like it's the Salem witch trials or something. Have the mother watch it happen. The mother then has to be force-fed the baby that they just barbecued at the stake. This is ISIS. That's not a made-up story, by the way. That story comes from Nikki Haley's book, With All Due Respect, when she was the UN ambassador and she went to these countries. These are what these people do, and Joe Biden wants to give them access to our country. Joe Biden wants these terrorists that will sit there and burn your family to a crisp and wear your teeth as a necklace into this country. This is how Joe Biden treats them. So Sean Hannity had a great segment here on Joe Biden not only hiding, but also having freaking family of terrorists in this country. So watch a little bit here. Here's him talking about the debate, Joe Biden hiding, and all this other stuff.
5+ days and counting, he's been in hiding. Apparently, the president of your country is not able to perform his regular duties, the duties of his job, while also preparing for a 90-minute debate in friendly territory on fake news CNN. At least 16 aides are helping Biden prepare with mock debates and strategy sessions. Also, according to reports, Biden's intensive week-long debate prep at Camp David also includes exercises where Biden practices standing up for a whole 90 minutes straight. Now, that would be the length of the debate. Now, of course, we don't know everything that's happening at Camp David, and many Americans believe that Biden could be taking some kind of performance-enhancing drugs to help his ailing memory and his poor stamina. Now, Trump called on Joe Biden to take a drug test. He said he'd do the same. Now, today's flash poll on Hannity.com shows a vast majority of our viewers believe that it's going to be a jacked-up, hyper-caffeinated Joe that's going to show up at Thursday's debate, like the State of the Union, not the usual cognitive mess Joe. You can still vote at Hannity.com. We'll show you the results. That's coming up at the end of the show. Now, of course, we haven't seen jacked up, hyper-caffeinated Joe since the supercharged, angry, yelling, screaming State of the Union address where he barely blinked and motored through his script in record time. Didn't even give the Speaker of the House time to introduce him. Unfortunately for Joe, there will be no scripts at Thursday's debate. He will have to rely on his memory. Luckily for Biden, he will probably get some help from the so-called moderators. Fake Dana Bash, fake Jake Tapper are two left-wing Democratic.
The one thing I want us to watch out for on this debate is what Sean just said, to see how much the moderators help him. What I mean by that is Joe Biden's going to be talking, right? He's going to be rambling, fumbling through his words, dripping his freaking saliva into a drip tray, and he's going to lose his train of thought. Or what they're going to do is he's going to lose his train of thought, not know where he's going, and they're going to sit there and fill in the rest of the sentence for him or bring him back on track where he was. They're not going to allow this guy to make a fool of himself. He might not make a fool of himself regardless because he might be on something. But it's going to be curious to see how these moderators, right? Because we see the media do that all the time. The media will bring him back to what they were talking about to help him out.
Talk show hosts that hate Donald Trump. And like so many with Trump derangement syndrome, they're quick to compare the former president to Adolf Hitler. Take a look.
The dehumanizing rhetoric of Adolf Hitler is once again alive and well on a national political stage. This time, of course, in the United States. This time given life by former president and current Republican presidential frontrunner Donald Trump. If you were to open up a copy of Hitler's Mein Kampf, you would find the Nazi leader describing the mixing of non-Germans with Germans as poisoning. There's really no other way to say it. Donald Trump's language mirrors this directly.
Long-standing anti-Semitic trope that the true allegiance for Jews is to their religion rather than their country. It was used in Nazi Germany to justify the arrests, persecutions, and mass killings, attempted extermination of the Jewish people. And Trump has been...
This is wild stuff. It's wild stuff. It goes on for another 4 minutes. But they sit there and talk about, more about the fake news and CNN and how they're going to support them. And as I mentioned, it goes on. where now there's 400 plus illegal aliens that have been brought into the United States by ISIS-affiliated human smuggling network. Oh, isn't that just lovely? Don't you guys feel safer? Don't you feel like your commander-in-chief is really carrying out his duties? He's dutying something, and it ain't doing his duties. He's dutying his diaper. So more than 400 illegal aliens have been brought into the U.S. through the ISIS-affiliated human smuggling network under President Joe Biden. Oh, he's created jobs, you guys. He really has. He has created 12 million new jobs, except they're just new jobs for ISIS, the Iranians that are funding terrorism, the Houthis, Hamas, anything that's taking place with the smuggling operations and the drug cartel at the southern border. Guys, he's more of a businessman than Donald Trump is. Joe Biden has created multi-industries that have elevated from millions to now billions of dollars. Joe Biden is the biggest businessman. You think Elon Musk is great. You think Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates is great. Look at what Joe Biden's done for the smuggling network, the terrorist network, the apparatus that's going on around the globe. The guy's a globalist, man. He is the biggest businessman we've ever fucking seen in our lives. The guy's just drug business has boomed under Joey. It's unbelievable. I mean, I'm curious on how much Joey's getting a cut of that drug money. I mean, drugs were found in the White House. Drugs were found in the White House, folks. I wonder who those were. NBC reported that multiple U.S. officials confirmed that DHS has identified who the individuals are because they were smuggled in through the Islamic terrorist network. But they're here. Now, here's the greatest part. We'll get to it. We don't know where they are. Yes. Oh, we'll get to it. We have a story on it. We don't know where the terrorists are, but we know who they are. The report said that 150 of the individuals have been arrested, but the whereabouts of more than 50 are unknown. Terrorists are here, Democrats. Wake up. Dude, it's been 23 years since 9/11 and Democrats are like, fuck it, we don't care. Let them in. Everybody deserves a shot at American life. They don't want American life. They want to kill you, you idiots. They seek to hunt them down and arrest them, the report said, that the remaining illegal aliens are spread. You guys can't even wear your fucking shoes through a metal detector at the airport, and Joe Biden's allowing these people to pour across the border. The Biden administration, you can't even sit there and have a soda pop. You know, a nice little pop, nice little Dr. Pepper Coca-Cola at the airport on the plane, and Joe Biden's allowing this to happen. You can't have a bag of pretzels, and Joe Biden allows this to happen. You can't sit. The Biden administration sought to take credit for tracking down the illegal aliens. Oh, he's going to take credit for tracking them down, but he's not going to take credit for bringing them in. They're doing so out of an abundance of caution. What else would you do? Don't worry, guys. We're going to take care of it. Out of an abundance of caution to make sure we get these terrorists for you. It's like the guy that breaks your window. He goes, hey, don't worry. I'll take care of it for you. No shit. You broke it. Obviously, you should take care of it. Yeah, well, I'm just going to do it out of like precaution. I just want to be careful. The report said that illegal aliens crossed the southern border as part of the national security immigration crisis that Biden caused with his open border policies. The illegal aliens were all released into the U.S. because there was not information at the time connecting them to terrorism. But don't worry, they're being vetted, you guys. This is some serious stuff. We're taking care of it as the Biden administration. We got it all under control. We're vetting them. We're vetting them. You heard it from The View. They're vetting them. No. They're vetting them. They're getting all the information. No, they're not. Our own people have come out and said, for some reason, the boots on the ground are saying, we're not vetting these people. We don't know who the fuck they are. They don't have legit passports, but we're allowing them in because we'll lose our jobs if we don't. The Biden administration goes, yeah, we're vetting them. We're making sure they have the right paperwork. We're making sure we're giving them the court dates. They get cell phones. We're going to make sure we give them everything. They're in the system. We know who they are. Then we come to find out, nope, the Biden administration's lying. Just lovely. So again, for those that are just joining us in the live, welcome. Appreciate it. Hit that like and subscribe button. Leave us a comment down below. There's terrorists in the country, and Joe Biden doesn't know where they are. Okay? And we're bringing the receipts for you. We're not making this up. The fact that the whereabouts are unknown is clearly alarming. Jesus. I believe the U.S. is scrambling to locate these individuals, and using the immigration charges is not uncommon. they're in violation of the law. And if you need to take somebody off the street, that's a good approach to do it. The news comes after 8 ISIS terrorist suspects were arrested in cities. It wasn't like they were all in the same room eating their food together. No. They were spread out across the sleeper cells to perform a what? A terrorist attack. And Democrats want 4 more years of this. 4 more years of this. So here's a little bit of a clip of these 50 illegals with ties to ISIS-affiliated smuggling.
Tonight, NBC News has learned more than 50 migrants with potential ties to an ISIS-affiliated smuggling network are at large in America. Many illegally crossed the border and were released into the U.S. by Border Patrol because there was no information suggesting terror ties at the time. Now their whereabouts are unknown as immigration agents look to arrest them, U.S. officials tell us, saying they're among a group of over 400 migrants DHS identified in the U.S. from Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Moldova, Kyrgyzstan, Georgia, and Russia as subjects of concern because they were brought to the U.S. by an ISIS-affiliated smuggling network. Tonight, NBC News.
Did you notice the key word there? 400 that they know about. That they know about. You guys could possibly have thousands of terrorists in this country right now. We're only 23 years removed from 9/11. Maybe 15 years removed from Afghanistan, Iraq, all that craziness. Thousands. And Democrats allowed it to happen. They allowed it to happen. So what's DHS doing? Well, they're searching for them. They're searching for them. Here we are. We looked for Osama bin Laden for like a decade, and we had to scour the globe, find terrorists across the globe, but now we're looking for terrorists in our home country as well as across everywhere else because Democrats suck at everything. So they're looking for them. They have no idea where they are. And what they have here is more than 150 been arrested. But look at this. Another 200 were scattered across 17 states. They're everywhere. So Democrats think, well, they're probably not in my state. No, they are. They're in every state. They're in every state waiting. They're waiting. These people aren't stupid. They're waiting to perform a heinous crime, a heinous act. Look what they've done. Look what they've done to Russia multiple times. There's videotape of that concert hall terrorist attack. I don't recommend you go look at it, but if you need a wake-up call, why don't you go look at them mowing over people with autos? Like, go look at that video if you need a wake-up call and you don't understand, because sometimes we become so desensitized because we're not allowed to show this stuff. You know what I mean? You can't show people what the real atrocities look like. For example, the October 7th attacks on the Israelis. You can't show a guy beheading a dude with a gardening hoe. You can't show that. But maybe people do need to see that. Maybe people do need to see people being thrown in cages and being drowned alive by ISIS. Maybe people do need to see that type of stuff. Maybe people do need to see a guy being beheaded with a fucking butter knife, because they're not making the connection that this stuff is insane. Clearly Joey isn't. And so because this news comes out, you got DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas doing his rounds with CNN, of course. Of course he's not going to go on Fox anymore right now. You notice all these clips are coming from CNN and MSNBC right before the debate? Did you notice that they're all family-friendly Democrat Party outlets? Far more illegals have crossed the southern border under Joe Biden than any other president. Why? And you know his response? Well, let's look at the context.
In terms of number of encounters at the southern border, the numbers that you're looking at today and during the Biden administration are still quite a bit higher and more problematic now than during the Trump years. Why is that?
Why? You know, it's a phrase like they really just bring it down. It's quite a bit higher. It's fucking alarmingly high. What are you talking about? It's not even close.
Kate, let's look at it in context. In 2019, there was almost a 100% increase in the number of encounters over 2018. That was the trend not only at the southern border of the United States, but also throughout the region and the world. And then COVID struck in 2020 and really put an end to travel, intercountry travel to a great extent. We now have around the world the greatest level of displaced people, since World War II, if not before then. And so what we are encountering at the southern border is not unique to the United States. It's something that a number of countries around the region and the world are confronting.
Who cares? It's terrible that people are displaced. That's not what I'm saying. Who cares about? I'm saying who cares? Why don't you just do your job? Your job is to sit there and protect the border, and you have terrorists here, man. Terrorist Alejandro. Dude, it drives me up a wall. Well, in 2018 to 2019, there was 100% increase. I don't give a flying fuck what happened 4 years ago. I care what's happening now and making sure that you fix the problem. You gotta love that. We all work with those coworkers before in the past going like, hey, there's a huge problem and they're detailing this whole problem. It's like, great, well, how are you gonna fix it? Well, somebody else 5 years ago made the mistake. I don't care, fix it. So here's this graph that was posted with illegal immigration because we bring the receipts, baby. We bring the receipts. So this takes you back a decade or more. You have the immigration, and yeah, Trump clamps down, but look, that's coming after Barack Obama was increasing. Barack Obama was increasing it. You had a downwards trend. Why do you have a downwards trend? Because they knew Trump was coming in office and going to crack down on this stuff. So there you have it. There's the proof. And gee, Trump leaves office. You guys see that arrow, that red arrow at the bottom? You see how it was really, really low? Yeah. You want to know who comes in the office right then? And you see those big old numbers? Yeah, that's called Joe Biden. But don't worry. Let's talk about things that happened in 2018. God, that guy's an idiot, man. He's an idiot. I can't believe that guy hasn't been impeached or removed or whatever. So here he is again. I told you he's making his rounds, you guys. He went to CNN and he goes, well, who's our other friendly outlet that's going to sit there and massage my shoulders? So Mayorkas says, after I just done showing you to the receipts that there was terrorists here from different outlets, okay, thousands. He says there's no evidence illegals Biden let into Central Asia, a hotbed of ISIS-K terrorism, are plotting to harm the United States.
With respect to the people from Central Asia, we have no evidence that they are individuals plotting to harm the United States. That is inaccurate.
These are the same people that just told you, yeah, we let in hundreds or if not thousands of terrorists into the country because at the time we didn't know they were terrorists, but now somehow we do. Like, we're going to believe anything this guy says. We're going to believe anything that dude says. He told Jim Jordan of Congress that the border was secure, that it wasn't open. Well, what happens, you guys, when you have open borders? You get people that are your enemies coming across, want to spy on you. They want to sit there and become legal citizens and spy on you and do all this other stuff. You guys remember when Joe Biden watched a Chinese spy balloon leave from mainland China and fly over our entire airspace and then act like they didn't know about it and going, whoa, what's that thing in the sky? What's that thing in the sky that we've been watching for thousands of miles already? Oh, well, let's wait till they gather their intelligence and we'll shoot it out over the Atlantic. And the reasoning is because we don't want it to hit anybody over the United States. You guys, majority of middle America, and I know some of us live there, and I ain't hounding you or nothing, I ain't being disrespectful, there's just nothing out there. There's nothing out there. We've all driven across, I've driven across the United States twice. There's nothing for majority of the United States. You could shoot it down. But it was, Joe Biden, again, I think the Chinese have a lot on Joe Biden. So what are the Chinese doing now? Well, they're buying farmland near U.S. bases. There's a graph that you can watch that shows the farmland that the Chinese are buying and where our military installations are, and they overlap one another. Let that one sink in. So Ted Cruz said this week that the Chinese are buying up farmland near U.S. military bases so that they can have launch areas for drones to spy on bases. Because Joe Biden is going to lie about what's going on in our airspace. the Chinese are gathering intelligence left and right. And why are they doing this? The Chinese have already said they want to take over Taiwan. They're doing drills. We've showed the leaked audio. We've showed the leaked documents showing the provinces of China that if those were to collapse, that they wouldn't be able to take out Taiwan, and World War III wouldn't be able to work out so well for them because they couldn't resupply. So this goes back years. I mean, you're talking maybe 2.5 years ago we covered this stuff. Well, now there's multiple Chinese spy balloons, and the Biden administration didn't bother to tell anybody about them. Oh, did you guys know about this? So we don't know that there's 1,000+ terrorists in this country. A lot of Americans don't know that. Please understand that. Like 90% plus of Americans don't know that there's thousands of terrorists in this country right now. Also, I guarantee you, majority of you did not know, because I didn't even know, and I read this stuff all day, every day, didn't know that there's multiple Chinese spy balloons already. Until finally some ranchers in Montana spotted this one and they got out on the internet. Were it not for that, we wouldn't even know about this one. They kept it secret that the Chinese have been sending spy balloons over U.S. airspace, over U.S. military bases. They're engaged in active espionage against us. Correct, Ted. Correct. 4 more years of Joey, though. 4 more years of Joey, because Joey's going to be harsh on China. Joey's going to really let China know. Where's the penalty for COVID? Still waiting for that. Where is the penalty on China for releasing a massive virus across the globe? Haven't seen it. The Chinese are buying up land, and they're claiming they're buying it up for farming or ranching. But it allows them to set up reconnaissance sites, that allows them to install tracking technology, to use radar, to use infrared scanning, and to view the bases, and from there, attempt to fly drones over the bases and engage in surveillance. And I gotta say, it's insane that we're allowing the Chinese to do this. This should be illegal. We should not allow the Chinese communists to buy land anywhere near our bases. Seems freaking pretty common sense. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like, Democrats will come out and these libs will go, well, the government shouldn't be involved in this, and that they should have a right for the farmland so they can gather intelligence so that if we ever go to World War III, it's an easy 1-2 drop and take out our installations. He said the Democrats have resisted countering China's buying up of land around the U.S. military bases because today's Democrat Party is structurally pro-China. Why are they pro-China? Joe Biden. Biden loves China. He sold 1 million barrels of our reserve that was for like natural disasters for Americans because it's a reserve to a province in China that, get this, Hunter Biden allegedly had business dealings with. Oh, go figure. Go figure. And we'll get to the last little bit of news from yesterday here. To me, it's not that big of a news. The guy's a psycho anyways, but Jamal Bowman lost. AOC won, though. Let that one sink in. AOC won. There's people that love her. The lady that came up with the Green New Deal, that wanted to sit there and spend more money than this planet actually has. Like her deal, the Green New Deal, would cost so much money. It doesn't actually exist. It's physically not possible. She wanted to get rid of railways, all combustion engines like airplanes, trains, boats, automobiles. She wanted to revamp every single building in the United States so we can get to zero emissions. This lady is insane, as you just saw in that video that we led with, right? This video here. This lady? No. This lady won again. People actually voted for this lady. I muted it because it's insane. What does she do? Oh, yeah, hell yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm going to break it down for y'all. Yo, you listen up. We're going to fucking ruin the United States. Oh, hell yeah. Let me take out my hair. Oh, shit. I'm going to ruin this country. Hell yeah. You voted for me again, you idiots. I'm going to vote for this shit again. Hell yeah. Like, dude, it's unbelievable. So Bowman lost. Bowman lost his primary race against moderate Westchester County Executive George, was that Latimer? On Tuesday, after the party pushed to oust him following his move to become a radical anti-Semite. With just over half the votes counted, the Associated Press called the race, saying that he was up 55-45. So Bowman lost in double digits, and he was part of the squad. Well, AOC won though, you guys. I mean, there's the squad. All these psychos. And remember, I believe Bowman was the one that did the what do you call it? The fire alarm, right? Was that the same guy? I think that was the same guy. So there we have it. We got the debate coming up. We will go live. I don't know about YouTube. Maybe for a little bit. We'll kind of see what happens with it. We'll actually see if they take us down. So we will be on YouTube, Twitter, and Rumble. Look for us on all 3 platforms. We are live on 2 of them right now. For some reason, Rumble's giving me a lot of issues. Leave us a comment down below. Make sure the bell icon's turned on, you guys. We're being told by YouTube. We did release a video yesterday of YouTube saying it's your guys' fault. I'm not putting the blame on you guys. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe my content just sucks. I have to come to the realization, maybe I'm just not that good. And that's okay, because I have fun still doing this. Even if I think it's good. I think we put on a pretty damn good show here. I think it's entertaining. We bring you the news. We bring you the receipts. And quite honestly, sometimes from what I see, it's coming out a lot more on this show in terms of the news and what's going on before everybody else. For example, I said that the pier that they built in Gaza was going to be used to sit there and bring people in as refugees in the United States. Comes out a week and a half later, yeah, we were correct. We're on top of this, folks. We're on top of it. But I appreciate you guys always supporting me, watching the show. You're becoming members. Membership, 99 cents a month. I appreciate it nonetheless. We're trying to grow here, folks, and we'll fight back against YouTube. But really, thank you so much for always supporting me. I'm glad you guys appreciate the live streams. We'll be back here tomorrow morning on debate day with the news, and then we'll come back on. And I think it comes on at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll be on, what Eastern Time, you can do the conversion, 6 p.m. So we'll probably come on about 5:30, I'd imagine, 5:30 tomorrow. So you'll know, you'll see me. Just look, type in Bald Brad. With that being said, folks, hit that like and subscribe button. Leave us a comment down below. Leave us a comment down below, please. Would really appreciate it. It does help support the show tremendously. Make sure the bell icon's turned on, and I will see you probably later today with another video, but I'll definitely see you tomorrow here on the Bald Brad Show.